Hello there. Round 12. We're in the Skilling Open. We are going to look at a game between Sergey Karjakin and David Anton Guijarro. This is round 12, and well, David Anton started the tournament fantastically. Had a massive day one, but day two not so good, and Sergey had a very slow start as well. Won a nice game against Magnus in the 10th round, but they both need the win here. They massively need the win to have a chance to qualify. And let's see what happens. E4 by Karjakin, king's pawn opening E5, and we have the Italian game, bishop to C4, and after knight f6 D3, white goes for this slow Italian here, not going for any D4 stuff. And we have some fairly standard moves here. Knight b2, A5 now by David Anton, and well, Karjakin decides to maneuver the knight before castling. If he had castled, he wouldn't have this square available, and the knight usually sits quite pretty on g3, so that's what he does. This maneuver, however, does give black time to break in the center, and David Anton uses that chance. He plays d5, the most aggressive option here, liquidating the center, and black is quite happy to be the only one with a nice central pawn here. Castles by white, knight b6 hitting the bishop, white has to keep it, and now the bishop retreats. We had a threat to simply take and then take the pawn on e5, so we have to protect that. d4 by Karjakin, challenging the center. ed, and first he takes on c6 and then takes with a knight here on d4. So we have a trade-off, bad pawns for black here, double pawns, but on the other hand black does now have the bishop pair, so it's going to be a battle of static versus dynamic possibilities. Queen f6, indirectly defending the pawn, of course, because if you take it, I take your knight, and then the queen will capture the other knight. Knight e4, queen g6. The knight is hit, so captures on d6, eliminates the bishop pair, but also black manages to straighten out his pawns, so should be around equal. White has the better pawn structure. He will try to play for that. He now takes on c6. And first black must play rook e8. We note that the pawn is up for grabs because of the pin here. But first we have to take care of this nasty check on e7. So that's why rook e8 was played. And now this is a threat lining up here on the diagonal. Then the knight comes back and black regains the pawn. Bishop takes h3. However, there's queen f3. Defending g2 and attacking the bishop. Bishop goes back, and b3 now by Karjakin. And white has an edge here, and the edge is based on the fact that he has a better pawn structure. He has two pawn islands, that's one and that's two, right here, against three for black. So black has weaker pawns. So here Karjakin just slowly but surely improves his position. First he trades off potential attacking units for black, and then he wants to try to start and harass these weaknesses. Bishop is nicely placed here, and we'll see how the game progresses. c4, clamping down on d5, so the pawn is stuck on d6. David Anton goes for some counterplay with h3. f5 now, securing the knight. The problem is though that this pawn on h3 can't become a liability, and it turns out that's what's going to happen after f3. h2 check first, but simply king h1. Now the knight has to move, it goes back, and we have trades. And after queen e2, the pawn is going to drop. So Karjakin is winning a pawn here. A very nice defensive technique by the Minister of Defense. Now, black obviously doesn't want to trade queen since he's going to be down a pawn, so queen f7. And first a4, calm here, fixing another pawn on black square. So yeah, the pawns are just going to drop off here, attacking the knight, but first we take the pawn with check, king back, protect the knight. And this is looking like a very clinical game here by Karjakin. Now he takes on d6, the second pawn, a check by David Anton, queen e1. And now another check by Karjakin. The queen comes back and grabs yet another pawn, so now it's 3 pawns. So things are starting to look rather grim here for black, but some care is taken because, well, the king, it's open to discovered checks. To perpetuals. So you need to find a good move here. And Karjakin did not. He could play king f2 or queen e7 and keep a pretty good edge, according to the computers at least. But he played the move bishop e3. And this is just super nasty stuff. David Antón, he leaped into contention here of qualifying. Can you find what he played here? Pause it if you have to and come back. Assuming you paused it and found it. Oh, what a move. Did you see through to the end? Bam! Bishop h3. This is like really nasty stuff. Karjakin played king h2. If he takes, queen h1. Ooh, super nasty stuff. King here, super nasty check. But then what? The king is escaping, right? Yeah, kind of, but you're gonna lose the queen, buddy. You're gonna lose the queen. So that's just super nasty. And if you go to h2, like Karjakin did, king h2. Queen f1. And amazingly, there are no checks. The knight covers the king fantastically. And can't stop the mate. So David Antón leaps into contention. Let's first see the cap score. Let's bring that up here. 96.4 for Karjakin. Look at this, kind of very slight edge for white, equal game. Then he's taken over with a better pawn structure, almost completely winning. And then it just drops off the cliff here after bishop h3. 93% for David Antón. Pretty good, but nothing spectacular. But enough for the win this time around. Last blunder, loses, guys. So what does this mean? Well, this means that David Antón now has 6.5. And he is, in a big group of people with 6.5, chasing the leaders. Alireza won against Giri, by the way. The first loss for Giri. So Alireza, Magnus, Anish, Maxime Vachier-Lagrave, Wesley So, they are doing pretty good. They should qualify. The others, big fight, Liren, Nakamura, Nepomniachtchi, Teimour Radjabov, and Anton Guijarro, who now, has a big fighting chance after this very massive win. Looked like he was going to lose and then he would have absolutely no chance, but now he has actually a big chance. So it will be fun to watch what happens, and I'm going to keep watching, and very exciting stuff. See you guys later. Bye bye.